Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, I want to talk about Rahu and Ketu as they shift signs, but most of all, currently, Rahu's about to shift into a new nakshatra, which is going to make quite a difference. It's going to go into Krittika. And you're going to find that September 19th, when Rahu starts its transit in Krittika, things will begin to change quite dramatically. And this whole September, actually Rahu will be in Krittika from September 19th till July 12th of 2022. So September 19th, this month of 2021 through July 12th of 2022. But before I start, I want to remind everyone to sign up for my free newsletter so that you can have all of my predictions delivered to your email address. Go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and sign up for my free newsletter. While you're there, don't forget to check out my beautiful spiritual jewelry, spiritual malas, prayer malas, and earrings. So one last thing, don't forget, if you want to study and learn Vedic astrology, go to my university website, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com, and my website for my free newsletter is galacticcenter.org. So let's continue on and talk about the importance of Rahu and Ketu, which are the determinants of what is actually going on. They are our destiny. I must point out, I have a book on Rahu and Ketu that explains exactly as the transiting planets and Rahu and Ketu merge together. But most of all, it explains how every time we change from a certain sign, Rahu and Ketu, this can depict the whole cyclic process that happens to humanity. Rahu and Ketu transit through all signs of the zodiac in a period of 18 and a half years. But they stay in a sign for about 18 months, a year and a half. But much smaller portions, it stays in a nakshatra. For example, we're looking at September 19th of 2021 till July 12th of 2022. So you can see that that's approximately not quite a year, but something to the effect of, let's say, 8 months or so that we have these shifts or changes, 8 or 9 months. But this is important because then the stars that are relative to that nakshatra give certain meanings, such as while we have, now let me explain the degree portions of the zodiac. So the nakshatra of Krittika extends from 26 degrees 40 of the sign Aries through 10 degrees of Taurus. So remember, Rahu and Ketu are always traveling backwards in their motion, while all the other planets are moving forward. The nodes travel backwards. And this is, in essence, the motion of the stars. Because remember, precession of the equinoxes, which are based on the stars' movements, travels backwards. And Rahu and Ketu travel backwards as they hit the ecliptic. So what is Rahu once again? The north node of the moon. And it hits where it conjoins the path of the sun, which is the ecliptic, where the moon hits it going upwards is where Rahu is, and where the moon hits the ecliptic, the path of the sun going downwards, is the south node of the moon. They're always exactly opposite. But they do go through different nakshatras at different times. Of course, they're opposite, but they don't change nakshatras at the same time. As a matter of fact, Ketu will enter Vishaka February 14th and will remain there till September 23rd of 2022, so February 14th of 2021. But right now, the most important thing to concentrate on is Rahu. Rahu is fiery. It is this essence of drama, extremes, and wherever it is transiting in sign and nakshatra is pivotal. So because they travel backwards, when Rahu hits 10 degrees of Taurus, which is going to be September 19th, it enters into Krittika. And let me explain what this nakshatra is all about. Its symbol is a knife, a sword, and it represents extreme cutting, cutting to the point, getting to the focus. And it is a warrior type nakshatra. It deals with essence of war, fighting, and protection. Mainly, incredibly about protection. And if we look at the myth behind Krittika, we have Kritikaya as the god that's represented with this nakshatra. And Kritikaya was born or was taken care of, let me say, was taken care of by the 6 weeping sisters in the Pleiades. And this, the weeping sisters, deals with deep sadness. It does. And in the myth, the sisters were falsely accused of betraying their spouses. So there's all this unjustness that this particular nakshatra deals with. Things that are unjust, that are not right. And that's what's exploding around the world. But let me point out a very dangerous, probably the worst star, fixed star of all, sits in Krittika at around 2 to 3 degrees of Taurus. That is the most dreaded fixed star, Agal. And that star deals with beheading, losing your head, and even literally decapitation. But for the most part, this will deal with people losing their head. Now, when Rahu crosses over that exact degree, that fixed star, it will be in February of 2022. But just being close to it in Krittika is causing intensity and war and fighting and disturbances. Rahu is so strong, and this particular nakshatra, Krittika, is ruled by the sun. And the sun is fire, leadership. Rahu here can disturb leadership all over the world, and it will. This is what's coming down. The fact that the people that have been in power, and I mean around the world, are going to have to face consequences, and things are going to cut to and through to the truth. Wait and see during this time period. This is intense. Another thing about Krittika is it tends to protect those that are not part of their family. And this can even be in the war, taking on protection for others that have been abandoned or abused around the world. This can be a good thing for humanity to take on and care for others. Other countries are taking it on, but at the same time, there is a lot of blame and a lot of corruption that is going to come to the surface while Rahu transits not only in the sign of Taurus, but in Krittika. And as Rahu shifts into Aries, this will be around March 15th that it will shift from Taurus to Aries, 29 degrees, because remember they travel backwards. It will still be in Krittika. And Krittika, in the portion of Aries, because Krittika flanks between 2 signs, the first 10 degrees of Taurus and the last 4 degrees of Aries, because remember, it's from 26 degrees 40 of Aries to 10 degrees of Taurus. This is flanks between 2 signs, and it's more intense in Aries. It's more cutting. So we're looking at a period of great destruction and turmoil coming about, I believe, especially as we have Rahu going through the Pleiades, which deals with the weeping sadness of the weeping sisters. The Pleiades is a deep, dark portion of the zodiac. Remember, Vedic astrology takes in the meanings of the stars. That's what is so potent about what? These 27 nakshatras. These 27 nakshatras' meanings are derived from the stars, from the deities, from the gods, from the mythology. But really, the mythology evolves from the meanings of the stars. This is potent. This is powerful. Wake up. Things are about to change. Be on board with understanding and being aware and conscious during these incredibly pivotal times that we all chose to incarnate here on planet Earth. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, or if you want to sign up for my free newsletter, remember to go to my website, galacticcenter.org, and check out my university website if you want to learn Vedic astrology, University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.